Hey guys, Jonathan was here for JM Sports 100 here on YouTube and jmsports.org. We are here today to take a look at the AFC side of things for the Wildcard weekend, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I will give you a little bit of a preview of each game and my pick for both AFC games, and then check back tomorrow, and I will have the NFC preview up for you and ready to go. Alrighty, let's kick things off with the game that takes place first, and that is a game that can be seen 4:30 Eastern Time on NBC, Cincinnati and Houston. And of course, the big question that you have to ask with this game is, can you win a playoff game with a third-string quarterback? And you can say, well, Cincinnati and Houston played once already this year. TJ Yates won that game. TJ Yates had a good drive at the end of that game to score the touchdown. He had the big run, and I believe it was 3rd and 15 to keep that drive alive, to keep that final drive of the game alive, which allowed Houston to score the touchdown, which essentially put them in the spot that they're in right now. Um, but then on the other side, you've got Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. And Cincinnati, anybody who follows me on YouTube regularly knows at the beginning of the year, I completely whiffed on Cincinnati. I said that they had no chance. I said Carson Palmer being gone was a bad thing. I said Andy Dalton was not ready. Well, I was wrong. Andy Dalton was more than ready to take the role of leader in Cincinnati, and that's exactly what he has done. And he has essentially really saved Marvin Lewis's job. I said at the beginning of the year that I didn't think Marvin Lewis had a chance to keep his job. But it looks like that will happen thanks to Andy Dalton. Can you win with a third-string quarterback in the playoffs? I don't know. Playoff football, regular season football, two totally different animals. TJ Yates is talented, yes, but the question is he ready for the bigger spotlight? Is he ready for the bright lights? Granted, yeah, okay, this game's in Houston. When they played before, it was in Cincinnati. But, but then you can say, well, Jonathan, Andy Dalton, he's a rookie too. You're right, Andy Dalton is a rookie too, but Andy Dalton plays in a tougher division. Andy Dalton is used to the big games. Andy Dalton faced Ben Roethlisberger twice this year. He faced Joe Flacco twice this year. The only real good quarterback that TJ Yates faced all year was Matt Hasselbeck. And Hasselbeck had some issues staying healthy. Yes, Hasselbeck was good for the Titans when he stayed healthy. But the big games just seem to fit Andy Dalton better, I think. And I think in the end, that is going to play a little bit of a factor. Plus, I think Cincinnati's just the better team. I really do. Cincinnati, I think, with the exception of one game, in fact, I know this, with the exception of one game, Cincinnati had a chance to win every game they were in this year, with the exception of one game versus the Steelers, where they got completely blown out of the water. But other than that game, in the other 15 games, the Bengals lost by an average of under 4 points. In fact, I believe under 3 points. So I do think that Cincinnati is the better team. Yes, the game is in Houston, but I don't really know that that's necessarily going to matter for Cincinnati. Houston is coming off of 3 straight losses. And that is not good because in the playoffs you need momentum. Yes, the New Orleans Saints won their Super Bowl. They lost the last 3 games of the season, and then they went on to win the Super Bowl. But I also think that at that time New Orleans had a lot more talent than Houston did, and Houston has just battled way too many injuries. I don't think Houston wins this game. I think Cincinnati advances. I think Houston's first ever playoff run of the franchise is short-lived. I call it one and done. I say the Bengals win the game. Next up, and this is going to be the interesting one, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Tim Tebow in the Denver Broncos. That game can be seen on Sunday at 4:30 Eastern Time on CBS. So You can check that game out there. Here's the deal with the Pittsburgh-Denver game. If you were to ask me 3 weeks ago, a month ago, if you would have said, this is what's going to happen on Wild Card weekend, Steelers-Bengals, what do you think? I would have told you, Steelers blow the Bengals out of the water. Here's the deal. Anybody who knows me, anybody who follows me on YouTube, anybody who's followed me all year long, anybody who talks to me personally, knows that unlike a lot of people out there, I haven't let myself jump on the Tim Tebow bandwagon. I have been very, very critical of Tim Tebow. I'm not critical of Tim Tebow as a person. As a person, you have to love him. There's no way you can hate him. As a football player, you don't have to love him, and I don't. His mechanics are awful. His mechanics are they're terrible. Do I think they could get better? Do I think they could get to a point where he becomes an average thrower? Yes. Is he ever going to be elite? No, I don't think so. I think it's too late for that. I think it's too late for him. I think it's too late in life. When you get to a point in life, it is hard for you to change stuff. It's hard for you to change something that you've been doing all of your life. And the way Tebow throws passes, and those are the mechanics he's had all of his life. I think it's too late to drastically change them. Yes, Tebow has some throws that look good. But I've seen a lot of Tebow's throws. I watched a lot of the NFL Red Zone. I've seen a lot of Tebow's throws, and a lot of the Tebow's throws make you laugh. They're comical, they're ugly. Even Broncos receivers have said he is not always easy to play for. But, and like I said, if you would asked me a month ago what was going to happen in this game, I would have told you Steelers big. I'm not going to say that anymore. I can't say Steelers big. The Steelers are just such a beat up team right now. Injuries are haunting them severely. You know, as of today, here's what the injury list, looks like. Obviously, as everyone knows, Rashard Mendenhall is out. That is going to be huge for the Steelers, not having Rashard Mendenhall, because when Roethlisberger is struggling and hasn't been able to really light it up, they've had Rashard Mendenhall over the last several games who could break a big run, or break a big run, or break two big runs. And they're not going to have that, of course. Mendenhall, for those of you who don't know, torn right ACL, done for the year. James Harrison probably will play, but he's banged up with a foot. Llewellyn Moore out with a knee. Okay, Lamar Woodley with a hamstring problem. It was reported, a report that I just read a little bit ago, Lamar Woodley might play, but right now, what I'm looking at right now, he's listed as doubtful. I think I said James Harrison has a neck. I'm sorry, I think I said James Harrison has a foot injury, actually a neck injury. Ben Roethlisberger is going to go, but that ankle is giving him so many problems. And even Roethlisberger admitted, playing against the Browns last week, that he had a little bit of a setback. He didn't think it was going to affect him, but he had a little bit of a setback. I've read reports all day today saying that Roethlisberger is walking with a noticeable limp. I don't have the stats in front of me because I was not able to find them, but I did read them earlier today. I heard them earlier today from ESPN. I was not able to find them to write them down, but the differential between when Roethlisberger throws from the pocket and when he's throwing from under center are completely different. And they're going to need a lot of shotgun in this game because Roethlisberger is not going to be able to just take very many drops back. Von Miller, I think, is going to haunt him all day. I think this game is low scoring. I think this game is ugly. I don't think Pittsburgh blows Denver out of the water. I think Pittsburgh still wins the game. I don't think they blow them out of the water. I think it's just an ugly football game. I'll watch it, but it's going to be kind of sickening to watch, I think. Alrighty, guys, so my two AFC picks for this weekend, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Check out both games. One takes place on Saturday, the other on Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow with my NFC preview for the weekend. Also, Saturday night, I will have a recap of both games that took place, and Sunday night, same thing as well. Alright, guys, I am Jonathan Lizette for JM Sports 100 and jmsports.org, and any other way that you might be watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me some feedback. Would love the support. Would love the feedback. That's going to do it for me. I'm out, guys. Peace.